Hello, I'm back again with a little more info on the Great Conjunction. This is a 2-op FM synthesizer I've been working on for a while based on Yamaha 2413 sound chip from the 80s. Let's talk about the basic layout. So across the top here we have the 4 buttons. These select basically the screen you're looking at. So these first 3 are the sequencers. Right now I'm running probabilistic sequencer and I'm running Euclidean sequencer. I am not running the chord sequencer. And this is the menu page. First menu page gives you a little glimpse of all your sequences. You can see that the third one down is not running at all. Tells you the volume they're running at and then sort of the subdivision of the tempo that they are going to be playing back at. So going back over to here, you on this screen, on a sequencer screen, these 8 purple knobs below will control pretty much the same thing, and they kind of relate to the 8 items you see here. So this controls that controls that controls that. So this is going to control our instrument selection. Right now we're on instrument 77. The second knob over is the number of steps, which is 9 in this sequence. And then this is the percentage of probability that a step will be triggered, so we can increase that. And you can see, hey, look, we're at about 86%. Well, given this, the chances are that they're all going to play. Roll it back down to something really low, and they're probably not going to play. This is dependent upon what's called a random seed. So in computing, there aren't really random numbers, but you can control what random sequence you want to sort of draw from by selecting a random seed. So every one of these parameters on the sequencer page can be seeded with a different random seed. Does that make sense? No, it probably doesn't. Using the word seed to describe a random seed probably doesn't make sense. But anyway, if I were to change the random seed, which is apparently 72 on this probability, it would change that probability for each step. So let's go ahead and change the seed here. And you can see that at 42%, hey, on random seed 13, that's giving us a different pattern. So basically, these are how you can find your various patterns, and there are many of them. So let's let that run for a second. Here is the note, octave span. So there are 8 octaves, and you can say, hey, I want to stay within octave 4, or no, I actually want this random note to be generated somewhere between octave 4 and octave 8, because 4 plus 4 is 8, and that sounds really high-pitched. And here's your scale and mode, and so you can kind of play with those as well. I'll be adding some more of those in as well. Last time I said I'd talk about some of the issues I've faced. Well, boy, I started this about 6 months ago on what's called a Pro Micro, and I kind of hit a wall with what I was trying to do and just running out of room to put 3 sequencers, all of the parameters, saving and loading, all the variables. I hit a wall. And so I switched over to the Teensy 4.0, and that has given me more than enough room to do everything I need to do. So yeah, that was that, and the processing power is, orders of magnitude above what the Pro Micro is. It also costs more. The chip itself is much more expensive, but I think at this point it has relieved many pains of programming for the Pro Micro. Right now I'm currently working on saving and loading, so there are close to 200 parameters that you need to capture and save if you want to save. Like, if I wanted to save this as it is now and hit save, I would have to capture all of the parameters of each sequencer. There are 3 sequencers, and then all of the synth parameters, because there are 3 synths running, 1 for each sequencer. Those are fully accessible as well, and I'll show you those screens at a later time. But it's going pretty well. I'm also working on all of the MIDI CC parameters. Those are there are currently going to be over 100 accessible MIDI CC parameters. It uses USB and TRS-A MIDI. I might even toy with the idea of putting MIDI out so that if you didn't want to have a Yamaha synth sound, you could maybe drive some other instruments with these multiple sequencers. And yeah, that's about all I got for you today.